Hi, Cancer. It's Denise with Divine Soul Astrology, and today I'm here to discuss the Scorpio full moon, which will be important for you because the moon is your luminary. For sure it is. And it's also in a water sign, the full moon, and you are a water sign. You're going to be feeling this. And this video and is for Scorpio, Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. So, Cancer, let's go ahead and put you on the ascendant so you can kind of see what's going on here a little bit better. And this is a new software, so I like it because you can move this here. So for you guys, try not to pay attention to the faster planets. Some of them may have moved a degree sometimes, and that is kind of what goes on when I move this to the ascendant. It's definitely not a game changer. It's not going to change anything. The slower planets will not move at all. No. I think there's only one planet here that has moved like a degree. I forget what is the fastest moving one. But let's talk about the horoscope for the Scorpio full moon. And that is in your fifth house of love and sex, romantic love, of course. It's also your self-expression and your sense of self, your identity. And so that's the fifth house. It's also regarding self or creative self-expression or your creative pursuits and children. That is the fifth house. It's also fun, all right? Lots of fun going on there, right? With creative pursuits and love and sex, right? That's the fifth house. And so here is the full moon, and the full moon is trining Jupiter. So we have, let's talk about the opposition though first, because that's what an opposition is. And here it is in this crimson color here, this long line opposing the sun. And the sun is in your 11th house of, uh, in your 11th house of future aspirations. That's what that house is, right? So it's also about friends and social, excuse me, social groups. It's your hopes and your wishes. It is community. It's gains, but usually gains from the 10th house of career, which is very cool that Aries is ruling your 10th house of career. This means that you basically have a lot of courage and drive in that part of your life. That's a good thing. So, this is in the in the mundane chart, right? In your own chart, Cancer, it may be a little different, right? But this is painting a story, right? These transits, it definitely is. So we see the sun here in the 11th house, and it's about the future, your future aspirations, especially as it opposes this house of, romantic partners and having fun or your creative self-expression. You may be changing here as you just move forward. You're right. You're because of this is the house of the sense of self or your self-expression, your self-identity. And so here we have Taurus making that, or not Taurus, but the moon is trining this here. So there's something that needs to come together, and this full moon is asking you. It's called the flower moon because of springtime here in the Western Hemisphere. But this full moon is going to be deeply transformative because that's what Scorpio does. Scorpio is transforming, it's ending things, it is regenerating, it's changing things profoundly. And so Scorpio is concerned with depth and intensity as well, right? And the full moon is going to illuminate what lies beneath, Cancer, in your fifth house there, right? And it's gonna, illuminate what lies beneath. It can be lies, right, and secrets. It definitely can with Scorpio, but it can show us what lies beneath. Like we can start to see things that are hidden within us, hidden in the psyche, right? Scorpio does rule the deep mind. That is one of the signs. Yeah, it does. And so excuse me, you guys. But yeah, and it's also going to promote emotional honesty. Once you see something, once you're able to see what has kind of been hidden, or I mean, it doesn't have to be what somebody's been hiding from you necessarily. It's usually yourself, but it can be the other way around as well. Because Scorpio, uh, is the ruler of the eighth house, and that can be intimate relationships, and there may be secrets there, right? That is Scorpio, right? I mean, it can show that as well. But this, full moon will promote emotional honesty, as I was saying. I think I said that, but the full moon is asking us to, or helping us to release old wounds and to embrace regeneration and transformation. Yeah, leave those old wounds behind. They never help anybody, right? No, they don't. And the full moon, they help you to grow, though, they do, but it's just usually not instant, right? It's not. Okay, so the full moon is going to encouraging us to balance material comfort with emotional depth. And why is that? Because Taurus, where the sun is, this balance here, that is the opposition. Taurus is a sign of financial and material comfort and possessions and things like that. It's financial stability. It's also our self-worth and our well-being. That is Taurus. So this full moon is going to ask you and all of us really to balance material comfort and emotional depth and comfort with vulnerability. Taurus is a sign that doesn't really want to be vulnerable in a way because they like everything as it is. They don't want change. Or because for them it's, a change kind of is it kind of puts off their well-being, right? So it's an earth sign. It's got a slower energy, and they are concerned with that stability, and they don't really like change. Earth signs are a little slower. They don't usually like change as much as maybe a fire sign would, or even an air sign, right? So here we have the sun in that in Taurus, asking us to, surrender and to balance stability with surrender. Yeah, interesting right there, right? So Cancer, let's see here. And it is the full moon is in your fifth house. I talked about that, right? And I did. Mhm. And the full moon can also, this can kind of illuminate this house here where we talked about maybe you're looking at lovers differently, right? Or, or you're expressing yourself different with when it comes to love and sex. You may be doing that. Your self-identity, might feel your sense of self could be kind of changing a little bit there or, this can be regarding your also maybe your children how you have fun, possibly, or your your creative pursuits, right? Yeah, that can change your romantic life with a new beginning or an ending. It could, or maybe just your perspective, right? Um, yeah, we talked about the sun and where it is. Okay. And this is asking you to trust your intuition, yes, to try, see beneath the veil and look at what's kind of been hidden. And that's what the emotional honesty there is there for as well. All right. It can be asking you how you see yourself in intimate relationships, right? Or your kind of your role and things like that. All right, and we have Venus, and it's making a trine to Pluto. And Venus is in your 12th house of endings. You might be looking at love in a whole new way, or your finances, or how you create harmony and balance in your life, right? That is Venus. You could be letting things go that are maybe, maybe hindering your growth with your sense of self or your self-worth. That could be the case. Um, yeah, because Venus is connected to our self-worth, right? And in Gemini, right, you could really be seeing this. Gemini is focused on, it's the mind, right? That is Gemini here. Um, that is what that is representing as well. All right. Let's see what else I have here. And the moon is making okay, so that Venus to trine to Pluto, I think I was kind of hitting on that here. And Pluto is in your eighth house of transformation. Pluto is transformation. So the moon is making a square there, challenging you to change. That's really what it's doing. And the moon is also making a trine here. The trines are favorable. The squares are challenging, but this moon to Pluto over here in your first house, your house of self, this moon in transformative Scorpio is setting the stage for you to grow easier, for you to see the big picture with Jupiter, to kind of you're understanding some type of wisdom or you're experiencing wisdom, right? But Jupiter is there to push us to grow and expand. That's what it's doing. And to see the big picture, to see our purpose. So you could definitely be, feeling that change, right? You definitely can here. And this is supporting that for you, Cancer. We also have the moon making a quincunx to Saturn. This is encouraging you to make an adjustment, to kind of go along with this transformation, really, to make an adjustment between your emotional needs and your responsibilities. So only you will know what that actually is, right? I was talking to a Cancerian the other day, and it kind of, that woman kind of hit on that, how she was feeling right now. Um, and this can be asking you to be committed to something or to be serious about something. There could be a misunderstanding with a partner's emotional needs and your sense of responsibility. That's highly interesting. It can be your fatherhood, possibly. Um, yeah, because the moon is in the fifth house. The fifth house sometimes is parents. Yeah, very interesting. Can be the father as well. We have that quincunx there to Saturn, and Saturn is in your 10th house. This can be the 10th house of the father, but it is leading figures. There's a better way to say that, but people who are kind of bosses or even the authority figures. There we go. The authority you take over your own life, your social role, how you show yourself to the world. That is the 10th house. It's also about authority figures as well, which can be the father, right? But that quincunx is asking you to make some type of an adjustment there. Yeah, it could be. Yeah, definitely. Not could be, it is, right? And sometimes this is a misunderstanding with with these two houses. Fifth house of love and sex, um, and a sense of a sense of yourself in Scorpio, the transformation to this house of career or social goals, how you show yourself to the world, and it's in the sign of the self. Aries is the sign of the self, so very interesting there too. And we talked about that Jupiter trine. We sure did, but everything is here to kind of help you flow, Cancer. And Cancer likes flows. Cancer likes the flow. You almost have to deal with it anyway all the time. Your moon is changing signs every 2.5 days. So you have to deal already. You definitely do. Um, yeah, and so you could also a new love or an existing relationship can help you grow or help you see yourself in a different way. You may be enjoying a new romance as well. You could be with that, the culmination, right? Or the ending, which always brings a new beginning. The full moon's really about endings and new beginnings. Yeah. So thank you so much, Cancer, for joining me here. I feel like the Scorpio new moon, or full moon rather, is going to be quite transformative and helpful for you. All right. And please like, share, and subscribe. Hit the little bell. It's helping me to reach the 1,000 subs that I need. If you want a reading with me, check out the description box. I'm approaching the natal chart in such a helpful and empowering way just kind of see your North Star, to see how far you can go. It is really fascinating. Yeah, I have a new teacher now. And also hit the little bell so you can be, advised or notified of my next upload. Okay, Cancer, and we'll see you in the next one.